There, boys and girls, how are we doing? Root Tapper 79. Now, I'm going to present to you today a device, but it's not a review. It's more of a bit of a promotional spot that should have gone well a little while ago, but unfortunately it didn't. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you again a guy called Bear. On the groups, he's called DVNT Bear. Just put that there in a little flash up. And now, I'll give it a bit of backstory. On the weekend of the 30th of November, I was in Dudley with Midlands Vaping, and as you know, it was sort of my birthday weekend as well, so I got a lot of birthday gifts. K6 being one of them, sorry, K600 being one of them. But there was a lovely fellow there by the name of Bear, and he makes these. Now, they're pretty much all going to be one-offs, I should imagine. You can get them this size, but this was the only one there. It was made for me, by all intents and purposes. And I've got to say, cracking, channel sponsor, give me a drip tip. And a lot more besides, I'm only joking. So, without further ado, let's have a look and, well, I don't really need to show you how well it performed. If you watch the shenanigans of the 30th of November, you'll have seen how well it performs. There we go. Now you've got to remember, these are pretty much all one-offs. So he does have a load more. And look at that. No, nuts. Now obviously it could do with the polish. I've been using it quite a lot and it's picked up a load of gunk off of my hands. But performs spectacularly. Perhaps it performs a little over well because obviously copper is an exceptionally conductive metal, and it is just a fantastic object d'art. You know, of course, being steampunk of a weekend, it's going to look fantastic with me cane, my top hat, my long coat and Victorian dress, of which I will do a photo at some point. I'm supposed to do one on the Sunday after the first well, Sunday after 30th, I can't remember if November's got 30 days or 31. No, your host is not very good with dates. Let that be a reminder for you. This is why I have a wife. But anyway, like I said, he makes these. The guy ordinarily makes motorbikes. I suppose he's Dudley's answer to Orange County choppers. I've had a look at some of the bikes he's built, or at least one anyway. And his bikes are superb, and so are his pipe mods. Absolutely fantastic vape. I mean, alright, a lot of that will depend on this end of things, but for something that is a lot of work and a lot of effort's gone to this. I have done blacksmithing in the past, and I've worked with copper and beating it into shape and annealing it and all this sort of stuff. I mean, if you look through the history of my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, you'll see a lot of the things I've built. I've built weaponry, armour, you would have seen on Shenanigans my medieval helmet. So I know how much difficulty goes into this level of craftsmanship, and it is craftsmanship. It's quirky, it's awesome. And when this was handed to me, I was literally speechless for the second time that evening, and I was close to tears. In fact, Jim had already spotted it and was prepared to make the guy an offer already had, and I don't know whose face was better when I was presented this, mine or Jim's. Yeah, I mean, I'll stick a photo up of the array of stuff that are at Midlands Vaping. We'll get to contact details in a minute, and you'll see how beautiful they look. You know, get a bit of brasso or a decent bit of polish on that and bring that copper up nice, and it's going to look mint. I mean, obviously, as I said, I've been using this quite a lot. When I'm at home, I don't take it out with me unless I'm in steampunk. When I go out, I'll take the K600 with me. Everybody who watches me knows I'm a mechanical mod fan. Variable voltage has its place on my mod shelf, usually on the mod shelf, and I do use them, but I'd much rather have a mechanical, just because I prefer them really. You know, obviously sub-ohm vaping too, but that's a different video altogether. But you know, you can see the potential and the shine that cop has when it's been brought out with that little brass button as well, and all that just gleaming in a nice black leather glove. Just fantastic. And a lovely bit of dodging strawberry there from Kraken plug. I was going to put some crystal mint because it looked better, but I hadn't tried the dodging strawberry yet, so, which is lovely by the way, Jim. So go to krakenecigs.com or .co.uk website here and get some dodging strawberry and crystal mint and everything else that he does. However, back to the point. There are two ways that you can get a hold of Bear. I've got an email which will be here, and I'll leave that flashed out for a little second so you've got time to write it down. And I suppose you can engage your services for yourself. But Ben, obviously, another channel presenter, he wanted one, so he contacted Midlands Vaping and commissioned Bear to do one of a similar size. As far as I know, this is a one-off, made for me specifically. But you can engage him to build one for yourself. Midlands Vaping do carry a limited stock, and they're doing a limited stock. I think when I was there they had about 4 or 5, including this one. Of course now it's down to 4. Probably less now, hopefully. But I'll tell you what, the geezer himself, he's a big burly biker fella. Fantastic chap, real nice bloke. Let me fondle his beard. Not many bikers will let you do that. I'll punch him in the head first. But you know, fantastic bloke, clearly very, very talented with a hammer and a bit of metal. I'm going to go as far as saying he's most likely beating this into shape. I can see certain striation marks and whatnot that I would recognise as a bit of a wannabe smith myself. You know, and obviously these sort of things, this takes time. You know, this detailing takes time, this riveting takes time. Beating this metal into shape takes time. There's a lot of love and spirit gone into that. You know, this to me is a piece of artwork, and it is my top mod. You know, with the K600 being equally as top. These are my 2 mods at the moment. K600 frag, sat at home watching the telly. Bit of ETTV, catch up on other YouTubers that I watch. This is in my hand. You know, if it isn't in my hand, it's on the vape shelf, pride of place in front of them. I'm going to have to make a little bit of a stand, because what I will say, if you do have something of this size made, and you've got quite a long drip tip and a heavy, like in this case Genesis mod, it has a tendency, it will stand for a little bit, but it will drop. So if you've got a lot of fine detailing like this, you might get a breakage, but nothing that a bit of spot of solder won't sort out at all. But on the whole, I've got to say, it operates very, very well, very efficiently. The only trouble I've had is getting a new battery in it because of the size of this bowl, and would you believe it takes an 18350? I would open it up, but it can be a little bit of a pig to get back in. But it just sits in the centre there, nice spring action, very good, you know, you can see it firing there. And it does chuck out the vape. It chucks out at a phenomenal rate. And, you know, obviously if you're using a Genesis, you're going to get that flavour you'd associate with a Genesis. So I do have an adapter here somewhere for an EVOD, and I will try them on it at some point, just for having around the house. But yeah, fantastic stuff. I can't rave on long enough about this guy's work. So yeah, contact details as you'd have seen just now. Bear's email. Give me an email. Type in steampunk pipe mod as your subject matter, and ask him if he'll build you one. If that's a bit too much, ring up Midlands Vaping. I'll flash the number across here, and again I'll leave it up for you for a little while, and ask them to engage your services on your behalf, or to have a look at the pictures. That's what they got in stock as of that night. Whether there's any more now, I don't know, but ring up and ask. The worst they can do is send you an email with pictures of what they got. You choose what you want, and that's one off the shelf. They do have some stuff on the shelf in there, but there we go. Mr. Bear, or DVNT Bear in the groups Just Vapes and Let's Vape. Get in contact with him. Treat yourself to a nice big shiny copper pipe mod. and vape like a sir. I've been a Fury 79. You lot have been gorgeous. Peace.